Greetings, it's an honor to connect with you guys. Today, my topic is about the Trump tariff war, a new age of economic conflict. In 2018, a new kind of war broke out not on battlefields but in boardrooms, factories, and shipping ports. It wasn't fought with bullets but with billions of dollars in taxes. This was the Trump tariff war, a bold and controversial economic showdown between the United States and China that shocked the global economy, sparked fierce debates, and challenged the future of international trade. But was it a winning strategy or a costly gamble? Let's dive into the story behind one of the most dramatic trade conflict in modern history. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Let's start with a short intro. Chapter 1: The Rise of Trade Tensions. When Donald J. Trump took office as the 45th President of the United States in January 2017, he came with a bold promise to fix what he called unfair trade deals and put America first. At the heart of his economic policy was a belief that America was losing in trade, especially to China. The U.S. trade deficit with China had been growing for years, and Trump believed this imbalance was a sign of exploitation. He claimed that China was engaging in unfair trade practices, including intellectual property theft, currency manipulation, forced technology transfers, export subsidies. Chapter 2: The War Begins. In early 2018, the Trump administration took action. It imposed tariffs, taxes on imported goods, starting with steel 25% and aluminum 10% on countries including Canada, Mexico, and the European Union. But the biggest target was China. By mid-2018, the US had slapped tariffs on $50 billion worth of Chinese goods. China responded in kind, taxing American exports like soybeans, pork, and automobiles. That was just begins. Over the next 2 years, both sides escalated. By the end of 2019, the US had tariffs on over $360 billion worth of Chinese goods. China retaliated with tariffs on $110 billion worth of American exports. The global economy held its breath. The world's two largest economies were now in a full-blown trade war. Chapter 3: Economic Impact. The effects were widespread. American farmers, many suffered as China halted purchases of key US agriculture goods. The Trump administration responded with subsidies to ease the blow. Consumers and businesses. Tariffs increased costs for American companies that relied on Chinese parts and materials. Some passed these costs on to consumers. Global markets. Uncertainty from the trade war rattled stock markets, slowed global growth, and disrupted supply chains. Manufacturing. Some companies moved production out of China but not always back to the US. Instead, countries like Vietnam and Mexico benefited. Chapter 4: The Phase 1 Deal. In January 2020, after years of economic sparring, the US and China signed the Phase 1 trade agreement. Key terms included China agreed to increase purchases of US goods by $200 billion over 2 years. It pledged to strengthen intellectual property protections. The US agreed to pause further tariff increases, but many existing tariffs remained in place. While this cooled tensions, analysts argued that the deal was limited in scope and difficult to enforce. Many of the deeper issues like China's state-run economic model remained unaddressed. Chapter 5: Legacy and Consequences. Trump's trade war left a mixed legacy. Supporters say it challenged China in ways no previous president had and highlighted flaws in global trade. Critics argue it hurt American businesses and consumers and failed to deliver long-term change. By the time Trump left office in 2021, the tariffs remained largely intact. His successor, President Joe Biden, kept many in place, signaling that the US-China economic rivalry was here to stay. The Trump tariff war reshaped how nations view trade, protectionism, and globalization. Whether it was a bold move to defend American interests or a costly economic miscalculation, only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the world of international trade will never be the same. In this video, guys, I include questions and answers on this topic. So the first question is, what triggered the Trump tariff war? The answer is, it was triggered by President Trump's concerns over the US trade deficit with China and allegations of unfair Chinese trade practices, including intellectual property theft and forced technology transfers. So the question 2 is, what were the main targets of US tariffs? The answer is, the main targets included steel, aluminum, and hundreds of billions of dollars in Chinese goods like electronics, machinery, and consumers products. Question 3 is, how did China respond to US tariff? Answer: China retaliated by imposing tariffs on American goods such as soybeans, pork, and cars, severely affecting American farmers and exporters. Question 4, what was the Phase 1 trade deal? Answer: signed in January 2020, it was a limited agreement where China promised to increase purchases of US goods and improve IP protections while the US paused further tariff hikes. Question 5 is, what was the global impact of the trade war? Answer: the trade war disrupted global supply chains, slowed economic growth, increased prices for consumers, and created uncertainty in financial markets. If you like this video, guys, please like and share and subscribe. See you until next time. Keep smiling and goodbye.